Hello guys, this is Midichlorian Media. I'm Corey Osborne, your host for today, and your host for all days apparently. And whatever. I don't know. It's a lovely day today. We're going to talk about the new Star Wars trilogy that they announced, and we have a special guest today, and we also have Nate as usual.
What up?
How's it going, Nate?
I almost got in a car accident on the way here, so I'm thankful to be here, ready to talk about Star Wars.
And we have a special guest today, Bailey. Say hi, Bailey.
Hi.
Hi, Bailey.
Hi.
And she had been talking to me about being on this podcast, and I think that would be awesome.
I like having guests on the podcast.
I love having guests on the podcast.
It's fun.
Because Nate and I are kind of boring sometimes.
Well, I like being a guest. So
yeah, exactly. It does work. And it's good stuff. It's good to have, and plus, you are the first girl to be on Midichlorian Media.
I know.
Yes, we're progressive.
I'm so honored.
We are forward. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into it.
Yep,
so a couple weeks ago, they announced that Rian Johnson, director of The Last Jedi, will be directing a brand new Star Wars trilogy that's outside the Skywalker story.
Amen. Hallelujah.
So,
Merry Christmas.
Thoughts, Corey and Bailey?
Oh gosh, I love this news. I love this news so much because nobody hates the Skywalkers more than me. I'm kidding. No, I love the Skywalkers. It's just one of those things.
You're one of those Star Wars fans that hate Star Wars but love Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm just like I hate Star Wars, but I've seen The Force Awakens 18 times in theaters. Star Wars is for kids. No, okay. So I'm just really excited about this news because it's just a chance to do something new, because we're getting a Han Solo movie, we're getting an Obi-Wan movie, we're getting all these things that we've already seen before, and we get to do something new now, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and I really enjoy that. And we're going to talk about more about what we think the trilogy might be later, so I'm going to hold back some of my thoughts here, but I'm going to just throw it to Bailey here. What do you think about all this?
I am super pumped. No, just because, I'm, a storyline person, and so even if the storyline ends up not being great, I'm just, feed me more. So I'm super excited that there's, another 3 movies coming out, and, that it's gonna be, new characters, because, we've gotten to know the Skywalker fam pretty well, but be nice to, have more to the universe.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, understandably so. It's an exciting thing. I'm really, really happy about this news because I've just, honestly, I've been kind of avoiding Star Wars. I was explaining this to Bailey before. I was kind of ignoring Star Wars news lately just because I knew everything about The Force Awakens before I watched it, and I didn't want that with The Last Jedi, so I've been kind of avoiding news, but it's one of the things, all the news that I did hear was, announcements we're doing this film of something that we've seen before, and we're doing this of something we've seen before. Han Solo, the Solo movie. What a great name for a Han Solo movie. Solo Cup, Brolo, I don't care. It's just, I don't know. It's I'm don't get me wrong, I'm going to watch Han Solo 15 times in the theater, just because of blind fanboy, rage. But, and it's probably going to be a fine movie. I just don't really see the point in making movies like that again. But regardless, I'm just so excited for this, guys. I'm so pumped.
So,
what?
I'm a Star Wars fan. We all know.
Are you?
I am.
You're on this podcast. I'm not sure if you are.
And like you, I'm super excited about this. Things to be great. My only fear, and the only thing I'm about, is that
fear leads to the dark side, Nate.
It
Do you
does.
know that, right?
Okay, well, the thing
continue.
I'm slightly disappointed about, and not fearful of at all, is that I kind of feel like at this point, Disney's kind of milking the Star Wars name for what it is. And I don't want I think it's great that we have, we're going to have 9 Star Wars films, and I think that's plenty enough. But I don't want it to be let's just say 10 years down the road, there's 30 different Star Wars films. Well, it's going to be so hard to watch any of those for a newcomer. And I'm excited about it. Trust me. I'm really excited for it. I'm happy Rian Johnson's doing that, because that tells me that Disney was so impressed with Rian Johnson's work with The Last Jedi. They trust him so much that he's just been dude, we need to get this guy again. Same thing with Episode 9, getting J.J. Abrams to do that.
Yeah.
Now, obviously they're super happy. And honestly, I wanted J.J. Abrams to do this new trilogy we have now.
I like JJ.
I after The Force Awakens, I was man, I seriously was I really wish JJ was doing the rest of the films, but So I'm happy about that, but that's the only thing I'm like, I don't know about this, guys, about doing a new trilogy, but I am super excited and really looking forward to, like, expanding the universe and, like, new characters to relate to and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, okay, can I say, I just think that, like, it has to be, well thought out, like, the placement of the films. I think that the reason why things are okay with there being, like, as many films as there are now is because, like, generationally speaking, they've kind of gapped them out, and so it had a bit of a freshness to it, if that makes sense. So, like, episode, like, 4, 5, and 6, and then there was, like, break, and then 1, 2, and 3, and then there was, like, break, and then they're bringing it back with the trilogy that we're in now. And so I just feel like as long as it's not, like, movie on top of movie on top of movie, like, every 2 years, then it should be okay. But, like, if it's just a constant stream, then I feel like it'll be, like, less.
No, yeah, that's
yeah.
No, yeah, I completely get what you know.
I agree with that, actually.
And that's the reason why I feel like it's a good idea to have this new trilogy, because it's not going to be a Star or a Skywalker proper series, because this isn't going to have Finn or Rey or Poe or any of that, which, like, makes me sad. But at the same time, I really want to see something new, and you know what they can do after they're done with this trilogy? They can continue their story, you know, if they're led to do that, and if they're supposed to, and they can do 10, 11, 12, and different things like that. So it's one of the things where you will have that space of time. You'll have that, like, little uptick where it's like, oh, wow, a Star Wars film with Rey again, and then people will be excited for it, and then Disney will get a lot of money, because you know what Disney,
Disney
loves?
owns the world.
Disney loves money. They really do.
God. They were I just heard, doesn't really have anything to do with Star Wars, but I just heard they were trying to buy another company. Disney was trying to buy another.
Fox.
Was it Fox?
Yeah, they're trying to buy Fox. I don't know if the deal fell through, though, but they're trying to find the entertainment division of Fox. Not the, like, news or the broadcasting or anything like that, because it's illegal to own more than one news company. Yeah, it's illegal to do so, which is, it's a good thing. It's a good, like, government. Good job with that law. But, yeah.
All right, so what do you guys think this new trilogy is going to be, like, about? Or what would you like to see it be about?
Bailey, you first.
What? You're just putting
pressure on you.
Putting you on the spot. The hot seat.
So,
hot seat.
I'm not as, like, educated on the new trilogy as I would like to be. I don't know. I feel like there's, like, a lot of patterns in the Skywalker family. So just something fresh. Maybe, I don't know. That's such a hard question. I'm probably just going to say, I don't know. Like,
I don't know. I don't know. No, okay. Well, like, see, like, what's something that you'd like to see in the new trilogy? We can put it down to that. Like, is there something that you think would be kind of cool?
Well, maybe just, like a really strong friendship. I know that sounds super lame, but, like, I feel like there's, like, a lot of, like, little romance stories in Star Wars, which is, like, a good thing, but, like, just maybe more, like, strong friendships. Like, I loved watching, like, Anakin and Obi-Wan before things went kaputs. And
Yep, you know, kaputs.
So, I just feel like a strong friendship, and maybe, like, you know, like, adding in, because I feel like there's, like, a lot of family and romance and action and adventures, so maybe just, like, adding in some friendships. I don't know.
No, yeah.
I don't know what I want. I want to be surprised. That's what I want.
You know what I really want, though? I really want the romance story between the bounty hunter Bosk and, I don't know. I just want to see Bosk. I just want to see Bosk have the woman that he deserves. That's what I want, guys. I want Star Wars, the romantic comedy series. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But, no, what I would really like is I want Knights of the Old Republic, but this is what I don't want, like, I like Revan, I like Bane. Darth Bane is technically canon, so Darth Bane would actually have to be a part of it, but I would really just like a story about the beginning of the Jedi. And all that. And I just think that'd be really cool. And with this stuff that I feel like, I honestly feel like they're going to be setting this stuff up in episode 8. And then they're like, oh, you like that? You like that stuff that Rian Johnson did for episode 8? Well, there's going to be a whole new trilogy of it. And that just sounds fantastic.
It does.
And it's like, and they're not held accountable for anything. Like, yeah, they're held accountable with, like, the Sith has to become only 2 and different stuff like that. But that's, like, pretty much the only thing that has to happen by the end of it. So you don't know what's leading up to all that because there's barely any canon of the Old Republic right now. And for all you Star Wars fanboys that are like, oh no, it has to be exactly like the video games. No, it shouldn't be exactly like the video games. It needs to be like, and trust me, I've played through those video games way too many times. My mom there's so many times when I've been up playing Knights of the Old Republic where my mom is just appalled by how many hours that I poured into it. So yes, I understand. I love those games and I love the stories. They're fantastic, but I want something new. I really want something new, and I'm really excited for what happens because Rian Johnson's an excellent director. He's a very smart director, and he makes very cool films, and I'm looking up to this. This news made me more excited for episode 8, and also just made me more excited for the rest of the Star Wars trilogy or the rest of Star Wars and what they're going to do in a whole, because this just opens up so many avenues of new and great things to do.
Right. No, and I'm glad you said it opens so many like different new like avenues and stuff, because like what I thought was like, okay, this could either take place like it's gonna be a story after Rey's story, so after episode, it's gonna take place either after episode 9 or it's gonna take place, you know, before episode 1, which I think would be kind of cool to see. Yeah. I would love to see like a movie about like a Jedi, but just skip the whole like origin story part of it. Just like, okay, he's a Jedi, this is where he is, let's go with it. Instead of like what they kind of did for like Anakin, Luke, and Rey, where it's just like, okay, we had to explain how he has to train and get these powers and control them. I'd rather just go in with it, like, okay, we already passed that part, and do that. Or I would love to see like maybe like a story about like a rebel pilot who's on the Resistance. I think that would be really cool to see.
I understand that last part that you said, but at the same time, if it's a main trilogy film, I want to see people using the Force. Yeah. Like, I want to see people with lightsabers fighting each other. I want to see that. I want these trilogy, because they specifically and overtly said this is a trilogy. So it's one of the things where that seems more standalone fare for me when you're saying stuff like Rogue Squadron stuff and different things like that. Yeah. Sorry, I can't pronounce words today. But I never can. Yeah. But yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm just really stoked about this.
No, same.
I'm so stoked about this.
Well, okay, honestly, like, now that I think about it a little more, like, I love, like, the Jedi and the Force and, like, that whole component, but I think that the reason that I personally am kind of, like, fond of the little 2 Ewok movies in the 80s, I don't...
I'm sorry. That was nice when you mentioned it before off the air. I was like, oh, yeah, but now I just can't help but laugh.
No, but okay, so, like, I feel like part of the reason I like it is because, like, it doesn't, like, have to do with, like, the whole stress of, like, the Jedi and, like, the Sith and, like, the light and the dark. Like, it's just, like, a nice little spinoff without, like, I don't know, maybe they can just put on another movie like that does just, like, one spinoff for me. Like, it doesn't have to be a whole trilogy. But I feel like that was, like, refreshing to me to, like, find that on YouTube and be like, what is this? And how did I not know about it? And then to be like, no way, I like this. Cute little movie with Ewoks and a little girl named Sindel.
You know what I want, though? Is, like, just to jump off your Ewok thing. What I would love is a Martin Scorsese directed Ewok movie. Hear me out here, guys. Hear me out here. This is what it is. So, I can't keep a straight face. Okay, this is what it is. Oh so, Yubnub. Yubnub is here, and he's down on his lucks because the family of Ewoks, they're not making their due. They're not teleporting. They don't have as many stormtrooper heads to sell on the black market. And this is just gonna be like There Will Be Blood. It's gonna be like Goodfellas. It's going to be the gang.
A classic Endor story.
It's going to be the gang anthem story of the Star Wars universe with all Ewoks. Make this Scorsese, make this happen. I know you're off making amazing, awesome gangster flicks, but you need to make this movie happen. You said it, you heard it here first, guys. Ewok gangster movie.
Well, I'm still waiting for my Jar Jar Binks standalone film.
Oh, dude.
So
I would totally watch that. I know everyone judges me hardcore, but my favorite episode may or may not be episode 1, and I love Jar Jar, so it's okay.
Your favorite episode's episode 1?
Leave me alone.
Well, no. The thing is, you'd be like best friends with Aaron.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I am like best friends with Aaron.
No, yeah, because it's like, that's. Well, the thing is,
I mean, I like episode 1, but I wouldn't say it's definitely not my favorite.
My favorite is episode 2 because I just love it when they're rolling down the hill and they're like, "Oh my gosh!" I'm kidding. That's the worst. That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's a complete load of crap. I hate it. But yeah, it's some cool stuff and another news. I'm gonna actually segue out of this. I didn't tell you guys I was gonna talk about this, but I'm going to. In that meeting that Bob Iger had where he announced the new trilogy and all this different stuff like that for shareholders, they also snuck something else in there. You know how Disney's having a new streaming service?
Yeah.
They're doing a Star Wars show on the streaming service.
Are they really?
And you want to know why? And you want to know what's going to happen now? I'm going to have to pay for 3 streaming services now. I'm paying for Hulu already. I'm paying for Netflix. And now I'm going to be paying for Disney.
I actually heard...
This is ridiculous, but I'm so excited.
I actually heard that the Disney streaming service is going to be cheaper than Netflix.
Well, yeah, it has to be. They're going to have less of a selection.
Yeah.
I'm hearing that it's going to be around 5 or 6, which is doable for me. I think that's just fine.
I would do it just for
honestly, if it was just a Star Wars show and they're like, pay $5 a month for it, I'd be like, yes.
Take more of my money.
Yes.
Take all of my money.
No, but I think I was actually just thinking about that on the way here. I forgot to mention it, that about the new trilogy. Like, I'm like I said, excited for a new trilogy, but I almost like rather see it as like more of like a Netflix show or even like the Disney streaming service show. So that kind of as 11 from Stranger Things would say, half happy.
Oh my gosh.
I love Stranger Things.
Half happy.
But we're not talking about Stranger Things because a good old friend of ours actually spoiled a certain plot point of season 2 for me. Ooh. Rough. Still my best friendo, but I'm still very frustrated about it. Like, still salty about it, you know?
I'm going to ask you about that later.
No, yeah, definitely ask me about it later. But it was... But yeah. It's one of those... like. So what do you guys think about that TV show?
I'm down with it. I mean, can't get enough Star Wars.
Yep.
Yeah, can't get it.
I mean, yeah, no, I would like to see something though too where we're rooting for the dark side as well. Like, Jedis are cool and stuff, and I love them. Cosplay as a Jedi at Old Comic-Con, but I want to see like what the bad guys are up to.
No, yeah, that sounds. I completely get what you mean, which is why I kind of, you know how they were developing that Star Wars Underworld TV show that never got that never like reached the light of day and all that stuff. I kind of want something like that. I feel like that'd be cool, like the underbelly of Coruscant. A ton of gangster stuff is happening. Yeah. I've said gangster way too many times in this podcast. I still
want my I still want my Darth Vader standalone film.
That sounds like an awesome movie, and like just from that moment in Rogue One alone. Like,
yeah, no, like I said before,
so fantastic.
If we can get the last like 20 minutes of Rogue One into like 2 hours, that'd be amazing.
That would be an amazing movie.
Yeah.
Instead of like an okay movie until like the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like one of those. Oh, you want to know the best? Corey, what was the best part of the movie? It ended. I'm sorry, no, it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. A lot of people just think that I hate Rogue One. I just think it's okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna also kind of talk about like the standalone films more. They also announced recently, I can't remember when they announced this exactly, that they're in talks of an Obi-Wan standalone film. Like, they actually announced it. Mm-hmm. This honestly does make me think it has to do with episode 8.
That Rey's a Kenobi?
That Rey's a Kenobi, or Obi-Wan had a big enough part in episode 8 where we're going to be like, whoa. We need to wind back and see what happened here. Because, you know, like I said, like, Ewan McGregor always said he would do it. Mm-hmm. He already did stuff for episode 7.
Yeah.
In the Force Vision, and
what a cool scene, by the way.
And now he's old. Yeah, and now he's old enough for where like Obi-Wan would be that age after episode 3, what he was doing, you know. Okay. Years later.
The thing is, Ewan McGregor doesn't really age though. He looks the same exact.
He does. No,
he looks the same as he did. Not in episode 1. He had like a real baby face in episode 1, but in episode 2, when he has like the beard and everything, he looks pretty much the same.
Yeah. But
yeah.
So I definitely, like, I'm still holding on. I'm barely holding on to the fact that I still think Rey is a Skywalker. And that's only because so much evidence come out where it's like, I just don't want to let go of it. I'm just being stubborn about it now. And I just really just want to be in the theater and be like, Rey, you're a Skywalker. And be like, I knew it, and just walk out. But, like, I'm like, the Obi-Wan standalone film makes me really think, okay, he must have a big enough part in episode 8 and 9 to where they got some explaining to do.
What did you have to say, Bailey?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I'm so confused on, like, what my standpoint is with that, because I watch, like, these YouTube videos, and it's like, oh, here's, like, a sign that Rey was, you know, living in, like, something that was linked to, like, the Skywalker family, and then, like, her mask, and how it kind of looked like a piece of, like, a certain helmet, and I'm like, oh, like, I don't know, but then I'm so split between whether I think that she's completely sorry, let me just get my wrong.
Oh, wow, no. Oh, no. This is a Harry Potter.
It's Harry Potter.
You're done. You're done. You Bailey, get out.
Okay, but, like,
You're done.
My text tone is Chewbacca. So,
Well, that's... Wow. Wow.
Which
Wow.
really scared me for a while, because, like, it's, like, this loud Chewbacca sound, and before I adjusted to that, every time it went off, I was just like, ah! Like,
Lori and I are going to have to pay copyrights for that now.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to, like, with this,
get sued.
with this 42 view per per video podcast.
Quick story, though. Me and, like, my friend Andrew, we used to do vlogs. And one of the vlogs, we had a Green Day song playing in the background. And one day, my friend got an email from whatever record label they're signed to saying, like, just so you know, like, you're basically paying us money now to use for this video because you have a Green Day song in the background. And we're like, and this video has like 30 views maybe. And it was just like, holy crap. So, like, I don't think...
They crack down on that stuff.
A disclaimer you can say, like, hey, FYI, I don't know that Harry Potter
Yeah, no,
music.
and the song was literally in it for like 20 seconds. And it was just like, it was like in the background.
Small things.
That's Blink.
Sue me. I'm just kidding. I don't care. They're emo bands, they're all the same. I'm kidding. I love that music when I was in middle school. But it's just like... I just offended a lot of people. But it's okay.
Alright, so Last Jedi.
I love how, like, half of these podcasts are us laughing. Anyways, yes, Last Jedi. What do you want to talk about The Last Jedi, my boyo?
I just want to talk about it. I haven't had anyone to talk about it with you, because, like, I used to be able to talk about it with my brother, but he moved out. My sister doesn't care about it. My parents don't know what's going on with it. So it's just like, and no one at work, well, I just got a new job, so maybe at work I'll be able to do it more. But, like, at my work, it was like, no one cared about it except for this one coworker I saw, like, once a week. So, I just want to talk about it.
You're like, I just want to talk Star Wars. No, I actually, like, reconnected with a buddy from high school today. We were just, like, chatting. Shout out to you, Mike. But anyways, he was saying, he's like, yeah, man, he's like, nobody really liked Star Wars as much in high school, and it was really cool talking to you about it, because those different things like that. I was like, yeah, dude, it's so great when you have, like, somebody to talk about it with, because sometimes you'll say things like, Skywalker Saga, and they'll be like, Skywalker who? And then you're just like, ah, dang. No.
No, but, so, I did something I told myself I wasn't going to do, and I'm kind of ashamed of it. But I kind of watched one of the TV spots for The Last Jedi. Because I told myself...
Don't mention it to me.
I'm not. I'm just saying... I'm just saying, like, I regret it. Like, I didn't regret watching the 2 trailers. And I told myself I would. But there was something in the TV spot that was just like, I really wish I would have just saw that in theater rather than, like, on YouTube.
No,
on my phone.
I get that. I was working out, like, on Monday morning, and I was, doing my thing, taking a jog, looking good, standard Corey. Just kidding. I looked like oh gosh, it was awful. But I was looking at this TV screen, and then the lady next to me in the, like, treadmill next to me, like, actually laughed because I saw it and I go I like made a guttural noise, and I like put my head down as I was like jogging still, just
Nope.
because I just don't want to see it. I
did that too. Like I'll be scrolling through Facebook and I see like the Last Jedi reveals these details. I'm like, nope. I'm not even gonna finish that sentence.
It's like new TV spot. Nope. Because those TV spots are just.
That's what I just don't get, because I don't get why so many people want to know about Episode 8 before they see it. Because to me, it's just like you're setting standards for yourself that might not get met, and then you're gonna be disappointed. And I think a lot of us were like that with Episode 7 when we were disappointed with how like Luke was literally in like the last 5 minutes and did nothing.
Luke was not in the poster. Luke was not in the trailers. What did you expect?
Yeah, I know.
It's frustrating, but
like even I was like, at the first time I saw it, I was like, man, I loved it. I just wish more Luke. But then after I thought of it, I was like, that ending is really genius, actually.
It really is.
I mean, like in the future, it's not gonna be as cool because you can just pop in the next disc. But for us, waiting 2 years to be like, what the frick happened? Like,
yeah,
it's a genius ending. But I just want to talk about The Last Jedi.
Yeah, but let's just switch it around a little bit here, though. Bailey, what do you want to talk about? Entailing
Jedi?
The Last Jedi. Yes.
Okay, so there's like this little piece in the trailer where like pretty much like Kylo was like, I can like teach you, and then she like reached out and kind of like went with it, and I was like, like what's going on?
You were like, my girl, like, stop it.
Yeah, oh
girl.
My gosh.
But real quick
it's
here.
A trap.
Reylo fans need to just stop, and that's all I'm going to say. Anyways, they might be related. You nasties.
Can you just imagine like the people in the 80s that are like, yes, like
they're like Leia, Luke. Oh my gosh, they're so cute together.
And then
and then like
incest.
You know, my favorite video, one of my favorite videos on YouTube is the incestual realization by Han Solo when Leia tells him, and it has like the music in the background, and he's like. But continue, Bailey.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm just like, she's like, so she was like making good decisions in the first movie, and it's like, yes, like this girl clearly is like, you know, gonna be good and light, not dark. And then in the trailer, she like goes with Kylo, and I'm like, what is happening? I just was shocked.
See,
I think it's a red herring.
I think it's misleading.
Because if you see the shots, she's in a different place. Okay. There's no fire or spitting things around her. She's not. I'm just gonna say that Kylo's on Mustafar when he's reaching out his hand in that part, which he probably is. But she's not on Mustafar. She's in a cave, so I think she's just talking to Luke. So I think that's just something that the marketing is being misleading. Like, let's make the kiddos.
Same thing with they kind of tease Kylo Ren killing Leia in the trailer.
That's not gonna happen.
I was like, there's no way they're gonna put something that big.
No, you wanna know
in the movie? Like, they're not gonna show us that before the movie comes out. There's no way.
That's one thing that it's just okay. Kylo Ren can't kill Han Solo and Leia. You would have honestly. I would probably I wouldn't walk out of any Star Wars film, but I would be very, very angry, and you would have a lot of Star Wars fans that felt betrayed. Especially like honestly, I'm not saying that real life should affect art, but especially with Carrie's passing, that's just not good. That's just not good. That's not a good way to send off her character. And if that was the original way they were going to, they would definitely not do that. They would. Reshoots happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think there was something in the Force Awakens trailer I could have sworn to that I thought, oh, this is going to happen. Well, even like with the Force Awakens, now that I think about it, we all thought like Finn was going to be a Jedi because he was using the saber, and we were like, oh, Rey's a Jedi in this, not Finn. Like Finn doesn't even like show like signs of the Force. And I think it's just what they're doing with this one again. I think they're just misleading us to think one thing and then like have our minds be blown and
like clickbait.
With
the trailer.
Yeah,
and heavy stuff.
And it's kind of crazy though because with all this stuff with like the theories and stuff, people are like, is this person and this person that in the Star Wars or like Battlefront 2 video game Rey's parents? And I'm like,
no, oh my god,
guys,
it's funny the heck out of me.
Guys, no, I don't care.
I watched this YouTuber who posts like periodically post Star Wars videos, and like every time like I get a notification from it, it's like, are Rey's parents shown in Battlefront 2? I'm like, not watching it. Like, and then something else like Adam Driver may have spoiled who Rey's parents were.
I don't know.
Apparently in a recent interview, he may or may not have said something about Rey's parents, and I was like, I'm not even gonna like.
Well, I don't click anything because what if it is something that would kind of give something away? You know what I mean? Because there's always the clickbait, but there's always the things that's like a nugget of truth. Because I noticed this. I watched a video called Full Episode 7 Plot Leak because I thought that was impossible. It was pretty much the same exact thing, but I could tell that it was an earlier version of the script. Because the MacGuffin originally for Episode 7 was the lightsaber. They're like, whoa, what's this? They're like, they're like, lightsabers here, it's there.
Yeah.
We're trying to get it back to Luke. Where's Luke? Different things like that. And it was like a little bit different, but at the same time, it still had a lot of those beats. And I'm like, wow, I actually heard about the entire movie before I watched it.
Yeah.
So you have to be wary of those things, because even if some things are half-truths, they're still half the truth, you know?
Yeah.
So...
I honestly feel like Episode 8 is going to be better than Episode 7.
I think it will be too.
Watching, because...
It looks better. It's a better shot film.
Yeah, personally, just me personally, it's not just with Star Wars, it's like literally with any other movie or stuff. I just really like dark stories, or just really like depressing. I don't know why. Like, I loved the ending of La La Land, because I thought it was really sad. that they didn't end up together, and I was just, I was expecting them to be
spoilers for La La Land here.
Like, yeah, whatever. But like, it's been out long enough where I can talk about it.
I get it.
But like,
beautiful film.
No, but
love it.
Oh yeah, but no, when she like that one scene when she walked in, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be her and Ryan Gosling, and it was a totally different dude. I was like, oh, they're still good. I was like, damn, like they're not together. I'm like, but they're gonna end up. And then I saw that she had a kid. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, they went there. Thank God. I was so happy they went there.
That movie hurt.
That movie hurt.
As like somebody who has been like, gosh, it's something like, with like love that doesn't work out.
Yeah.
In like those people who you'll like always love. It's just like,
I was even disappointed. I was even disappointing in the ending for The Big Sick too.
I haven't seen that movie.
I was disappointed. Well,
did they? Do you know what movie made me like super sad? The Fault in Our Stars. Oof, that movie just got me. It was like the end, and it's just like, I was like, I'm just making sounds at this point, but it was just terror. It was sad.
We knew that one was gonna be sad. I feel like for me, I don't know if any of you guys have seen this, but like Perks of Being a Wallflower came out, and
lovely
the trailers looked really bright, and like this is gonna be good, fun movie. And then I watched it. Okay, so in high school I was cheerleader, right? And my friend and I were like a couple of the only girls that were single on the cheer team, and so we felt bad for ourselves, and we were like, let's get like a funny movie and a giant pizza.
No, that's like the worst movie that you could do for it. Oh my gosh, that movie is so sad. It's such a bad. Oh gosh, no.
Because we were like, the trailer's like great, and so
that movie made me bawl like a baby.
Me too, and it was Valentine's Day.
Oh no. Oh gosh! Very good movie though.
Beautiful.
Amazing, beautiful film.
But okay,
the first time that I saw Ezra Miller, and I was like, "Wow, this guy's a great actor." Now he's the Flash,
and he was in Fantastic Beasts, and
he's really good. I'm so excited for the sequel for that.
Yes. Oh my.
But gosh. No, you're corrupting this with Harry Potter.
I'm sorry.
Started something, but no.
But like I was saying, I
just
hope it's really dark, and I bet you anything. I'll bet right now. I don't have anything value on me, but except my car keys. But I bet you anything, Rey will lose a hand, because it happens. It happens in every Star Wars movie. I bet you.
Watch her just like lose an opposable thumb, and that's it. She'll be like, no,
robotic thumb.
Yeah, and that's
it. Daisy really just walk around set with like a green thumb like all day.
Get a lot of gardening jokes.
Well, you have a green thumb. It's made out of metal, dude. I don't know what's green about that. What's wrong?
Green in the galaxy.
Oh goodness, I'm just so excited for Episode 8. The thing is, I know I was all like, guys, let's talk about what we want in Episode 8. I just want episode 8 to be an amazing movie.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want. I just want it to be great, and I'm looking up to it, and I think it's going to be great, but I still have to, like, reel back my hype, because what Disney thinks is a great movie isn't necessarily what I think is a great movie all the time. Which is, like, for instance, Disney had this much confidence in the Jungle Book, and I love that Jungle Book movie, that new one that just came out. And so, like, yeah, I trust Disney sometimes, but then Disney will release Alice in Wonderland. And different stuff like that.
I liked Alice in Wonderland, but I know exactly what you mean. Like, they... Yeah.
And the second one...
Yeah.
But then they put out things like Saving Mr. Banks, and it's like,
Yeah.
You know, like, they had the ability to put, like, deep underlying psychological and philosophical meanings and make it, like, a good, meaningful movie.
Yeah.
And to, like, really have, like, beautiful lighting and sound and just, like, all this stuff. But they also have the ability to take advantage of being Disney and just throw
It's
some
kind of
romance, some action, and get a lot of money.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things
That's
where
probably-
Disney is Disney,
That's
and
probably, like, the worst thing about Disney is they already have our money before we even see the product. Because we're gonna go see it. Like,
I'm seeing Coco. Do I know anything about the Pixar movie Coco? No. But I am the worst. I'm going to be like the most terrible dad on the planet because of all of my dad jokes. But anyways, no. But I'm gonna watch the heck out of that movie because it's a Pixar film, and it's just one of those things where it's Disney and they own all these things, and they might own the X-Men property soon, and they might. It's just they're.
I hope they do, because I'm tired of the memes that are like X-Men over here, and then they're like, come play, and they're like, we can't, Sony won't let us.
No, it's just one of those things where it's hard. It's hard. Like, I don't want Disney to own the world, but at the same time, they have tried and true success.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I got frustrated with when people got mad about Lucasfilm being bought out by Disney. It was one of those things where I'm like, guys, you have to understand, Disney owns Marvel. And what has Disney done with Marvel? Has the quality of their films changed from prior? No. It's gotten better.
yeah.
Like, it's one of those things.
My uncle, who's also, like, a huge, like, Star Wars nerd, Marvel fan, just found out, like, last week Disney owns Marvel. And his mind was...
What?
His mind was,
Like,
explode. He was, like, we were talking about it. Like, I think we were talking about Star Wars. And he was like, I just found out that Disney owns Marvel. I'm like, you didn't know that? And he's like, I had no idea. But, no, Disney can make great stuff. But they have Alice in Wonderland here and there.
Okay, but then I really hope that they don't, like, try too hard with this one, because if you think about it, like, Disney puts out good Marvel movies, and then they make a sequel that, yes, it's, like, really good, but there's, like, this underlying feeling of them trying too hard to be funny. Even though it's, like, okay, for me, like, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and then, like, Thor Ragnarok, like, both of them were good movies, but there was, like, this underlying feeling of, like, you could tell that they were trying too hard, so I just hope that never bleeds into Star Wars, because...
Yeah, I think that's more of a Marvel thing, though. That's, like, I think, because, you see, they just let them do what they want. That's what they kind of do as far as, like, the stuff that, like, the, like, IPs that they absorb. Like, they're just like, okay, you guys were making money before. We are absorbing you. Do what you did before to make money. It's as easy as that.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have bought you if we didn't think that you wouldn't make money. So it's a really good business practice. And if Bob Iger ends up buying Fox, he is probably the best executive of all time. Just, like, what he has under his belt and what he did for Disney is fantastic. It's just amazing. They're unstoppable. And whether that's a bad or a good thing, that's years to come. Well, but the thing is, I think that this is, like, the golden age as far as nerd culture. And, like we're getting a Shazam movie.
Our government's at a toilet, but man, it's the nerd world. Awesome.
Honestly, no, that's what I'm saying. Guys, you have to understand that my presidency might be disappointing for some people, but that Star Wars movie, right? My goodness, episode 8 was fantastic. Donald, thanks. Leave. Anyways.
So one thing I want to ask you guys about, because Mark Hamill's been very public about this, and he said it. He said it in the Last Jedi panel at Star Wars Celebration. He said, basically what he said was that he disagreed with everything Rian Johnson did to Luke, but he was also happy because Ryan was happy about it. What do you guys think of that, saying that
I just
Mark
think
Hamill
that
is disagreeing with Luke, but is also at the same time kind of happy with it?
Mm-hmm. Bailey, what do you think on that?
Just like what he did with Luke over the past years that we can tell from
basically Mark Hamill read the script.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I like the script. I love it, actually. But I kind of disagree where you put Luke. Like, how do you feel about the person who plays Luke feeling that way about that?
I mean, I don't know.
It's a hard one.
It is a hard one.
That's why I made you go first.
Oh, that's great. I love it. Okay, so I feel like something, like I was saying earlier, like, there's a lot of repetitivity. Like, so, you know, Luke tries to, like, raise these Jedi. One goes bad. Everything goes downhill. Mm-hmm. And, like, with Anakin, like, he's, like, training, and then he, like, kills a lot of children, and everything goes bad.
Younglings, honey.
I know.
The younglings. Oh, sorry, I'm done.
Yeah, it's okay. So, I don't know. I mean, I feel like as an actor, it's, like, kind of, like, you get really caught up in your character and you want to make sure that they're being portrayed correctly. Mm-hmm. I think it's cool that he trusts his scriptwriter to be creative and, like, to make those decisions. And I think it counts for something that he said, like, but I'm happy because he's happy, like,
yeah.
You know? I don't know. That's a complicated one. Like, it's kind of hard as an actor to, like, balance your control over the character and what the scriptwriters and, like, the producers and stuff want.
Mm-hmm. I get that. It's one of those things where I think that it's not that I don't care about what Mark Hamill has to say, because he understands Luke more than I'd understand Luke as a character, because he's played him. Like, that's just the thing. But at the same time, Rian Johnson creates stories. Rian Johnson has seen all of the Star Wars films, and he's like, okay, this is where I feel like it should progress. And as much as I love Mark Hamill, he's not a storyteller. Mm-hmm. Rian Johnson is. And he's an excellent one at that. So I'm saying that although I might be like, Luke, why are you doing this? At the same time, what if it's something that we didn't expect?
Yeah.
What if it's something that excites us? Because that adds drama when something happens unexpectedly and we want it to be resolved. You know what I mean? That is storytelling. It's resolving problems. That's what it is. Like, what good movie has no problems? The thing is, sometimes you'll watch a movie and you'll be like, well, you know, I didn't like it that much because it lacks suspense, which is one of my problems that I had with Justice League, for example. I actually really liked the movie. I thought it was pretty good, but it was one of those things where the ending, to me, didn't have as much suspense as I would have liked it to.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, it's like problems and feeling almost a little bit uncomfortable at times is a very, very important part of storytelling. So I think that's what what Mark Hamill is experiencing here. Because he's just as big of a Star Wars fan as us. So he's like, this is happening, and
yeah, it definitely makes me think that. And it's very obvious. It's obvious in The Force Awakens that Luke went down like a very dark path with dealing with, you know, his nephew going crazy. Mark Hamill called him naughty nephew on Twitter.
Yeah, he's like happy birthday to my naughty nephew.
But like, so obviously Luke has been down like a very dark path, and who knows what really, like, because I mean, I would love to know what like Mark Hamill wanted to do with Luke. Like, did he want Luke to be all happy-go-lucky, like, sure, I'll train you, pal, let's do this.
Yeah, let's go.
Or like, did he really want to be like in this very dark place with Luke? And to me, it just sounds like Luke's just gonna be in like a very dark place, and he might do something we're gonna be like, oh, I didn't expect that, and then it's gonna happen. And so I like the fact that he said that more than it makes me nervous with it, especially since like Mark Hamill's still supporting it. Because I think in the Last Jedi panel, he even said I fundamentally disagree with everything with you doing my character, but if you're happy, I'm happy. And so that's cool that he still is supporting it.
Well, he respects him that much. That's the thing. And it's like, you gotta respect the vision. And that means that, like, he really cares about Ryan's vision for the film. And I think Rian is an incredible director. I think Ryan's a better director than J.J. Abrams in a lot of ways. I love J.J. Abrams, don't get me wrong, but I think I think that Ryan is the perfect person for a darker turn and also something newer, because I love J.J. Abrams, but he really likes to do echoes in his films a lot. He's a very Spielberg type, or he loves Spielberg, and he really likes classic film like that. And he has a lot of homages to the point where it gets to be a little bit too much at times. But it's still one of those things where I think that I feel like we're in good hands. That's all I gotta say here.
No, I
feel like we're in great hands, like with Rian Johnson in 8 and for him in 9.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that Colin Trevorrow is off of episode 9, because I hated Jurassic World. Safety Not Guaranteed is an okay movie. It's not as good as a lot of people say it is.
You didn't like Jurassic World?
I thought it was okay.
Okay.
The thing is okay. First of all, there's Bryce Dallas Howard running away from a T-Rex in heels. Second of all, there's let's see, there's like the just forced romance, and like where we have chemistry because we dated once. We have chemistry. Look at us, we're cool. I just thought the characters were really flat in the film, and okay. I was like cheering when like the whole ending fight happened, when the T-Rex and the Indominus Rex were all like, "Roar!" That was straight up metal. I loved it. But it was just a flat film for me. But I'm excited for the new one. Like I'll definitely watch the new one. And
But you also have Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt's fantastic.
Is the only reason, really, if I'm being honest, that I like them as much as I do.
Yeah,
really?
I love Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt's great. He's like hope for me. Like whenever I like work out, I'm like, I can like try to look kind of like Chris Pratt, because like he used to be chubby, and so like I can get to be the player. I can get to look that good. Well, probably not that good, because he's always been a handsome fella, but still, we're not talking about the aesthetically pleasing Chris Pratt here.
Speaking of Howard's Han Solo film, you got how excited are you guys for that? Like honestly. Because I'm like, I want, like, obviously I'm going to see it, but, like, I'm not, like, extremely excited for it. It's kind of like, you've seen the show, like, Community, right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like when, like, the study group goes in and Dean's like, oh, study group. Oh, and Britta. It's kind of like that for me, where I'm just like, oh, Star Wars and the Han Solo film. Like, I'm still happy they're there, but I'm going to deal with it and hopefully love it.
Donald Glover is Lando. That's pretty much the only reason why. That's
probably
the only reason why I'm excited. Like Donald Glover's Lando. It should be fun. I think it'll be a fine film. It'll probably be better than Rogue One, honestly, because I think Ron Howard's a better director than Gareth Edwards. So I don't know. I think it'll be fine. I'm not sure. Like I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm not too excited for it, but at the same time I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
And I think that they're probably gonna release some footage before episode 8 comes out.
Well, yeah, because if it comes out in May, they only have like
only a few months here.
A few months. So.
Yeah. What do you think, Bailey?
I think so I don't know a ton about it. So what point in Obi-Wan's life?
Or Han Solo's?
Oh, this is Han Solo.
Yeah, we're talking about the Han Solo. No, it's all good.
It's good.
It's before it's young Han Solo, so I'm guessing that it's Han Solo somewhere around his 20s,
before Millennium Falcon.
Before Millennium Falcon. Well, the thing is, I'm pretty sure he gets the Millennium Falcon.
I honestly bet that's like the plot of the movie. The plot of the movie is him getting it, because I think it's not really like a bad idea. Like he's a smuggler, and then he sees a ship. He's like, "Ooh, that's cool," and then they're like,
if he does a card game with Lando,
and then he goes like, or if you can make the Kessel Run in this or whatever.
I think it'd be exciting. I think that I like to see characters at different points in their lives. Like, for example, like, I'm excited that Luke is in, like, these new movies because, like, yes, we knew Luke is, like, a younger character, but he's had all of this stuff happen. He's not exactly the same person, and so we kind of get to, like, know him again a little bit. So I'm excited to get to know, like, Han Solo as a younger character and see kind of, like, what built him up to the point that we see him originally in, like, the movies.
Yeah.
So I think that that's really exciting. Also, like I said earlier, just keep feeding me storylines and I'm happy. So it's another movie. I'm pumped. But yes.
Yeah. So, guys, do y'all have anything else that you wanted to interject into this this beautiful podcast. I've really enjoyed myself today.
So have I. I don't know. I think I said everything I want to say. I mean, I could go on for hours, but
I could too. I go on by myself. You guys don't understand. When you
No,
guys
I could too.
When you guys leave, I just lay down in bed and I'm like, oh, the Last Jedi might.
No, I do that too. Like,
yeah, no,
I'll just I'll literally just go on YouTube, search Star Wars, nothing in particular, and just scroll until I see something like I think I find interesting or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
I get that.
No, all I can say is I'm super excited. I can't believe it's already been like 2 years since The Force Awakens came out.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy stuff.
So like,
it's crazy stuff,
so
dog.
weird. 2015 just seems like it was so long ago.
It does.
Yeah. No, I was back in Oregon when that came out, and I just remember like when Han and Chewie walk in, my whole theater just started like clapping like.
Yes.
Everyone's
It's like
theater.
Chewie,
we're
home.
the anticipation of seeing them on. Yeah.
I just will never forget. To me, I get choked up thinking about this sometimes. Honestly, I'll never forget when the theme song started playing opening night when I went. Everyone, the whole like theater just shook.
Yeah.
Because we were just like, holy crap, we're watching a new Star Wars movie. Like this is it.
It was so cool because it was like galaxy. A
Mm-hmm.
galaxy far, far away, and it's like, bah! And you're like, yes!
Except there was one guy in the theater who like made my night better by like it said like Lucasfilm. And everyone went like, woo! And then some guy in the back just like, shut up, you nerds!
No, there is this something really funny happened when I was watching Avengers Age of Ultron. This is like a deep cut. But anyways, the Star Wars trailer came on for Force Awakens. And this guy goes, Star Wars! My body is ready for Star Wars! Everyone in the theater just bursts out laughing. And this was opening night for Ultron, too. That one moment was better than everything in Age of Ultron. Star Wars! It was some.
I also had a
beautiful
guy go up to one of my friends I saw the Force Awakens with, and this guy, this was just some random dude. He went to a showing before ours, went up to my friend, put his arm around him. He's like, dude, are you here to see Star Wars? And he was just like, yeah. He's like, dude, it's awesome! And then just walked away.
That's funny. That's beautiful. That's the beautiful thing about being a Star Wars fan, is that as much as we argue about little stupid things in the canon, we love Star Wars because it gives us hope. And it's a very good story, and we really enjoy it, and it impacts our lives, I can't wait to show my kiddos Star Wars, my potential kiddos. I don't have kids. Just in case you guys didn't know. Like I didn't want to just be like, you guys would be like, oh, Corey, I haven't seen you in like a week. Have filled me in your kiddos.
I have a kid.
I have 5 kids. But yeah, we're going to reel this one in for you guys. Thank you for listening. Bailey, thanks for being on the podcast. Do you have any closing thoughts?
It was just such a privilege. I love being on here with you guys. Super fun.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Thank you for giving us girl cred.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. We just have black and Mexican cred. Because, no, that's like the only thing. And by the way, yes, I am black and Nate is a Mexican.
And I'm just a white German girl. So, I mean,
we're
I'm
diverse.
American, but...
Yeah, look at us there. But yeah, y'all have, but thank you for watching. Midichlorian Media, out. Hey listeners, Corey here. I just wanted to tell you all thank you for listening to Midichlorian Media today. I really appreciate it, and it's really great to hear that people actually listen to my content. Like, it's very amazing to hear that. I just wanted to thank Bailey and Nate to be for being a part of the podcast today. I couldn't do any of this without them and different things like that. And I just wanted to tell my viewers and listeners what's coming in the future. You'll notice that this is on the Rough Ninja Network podcast channel on YouTube, and the Rough Ninja Network, it's not called Midichlorian Media for a reason. It's because there's going to be more podcasts that come from. There's going to be a podcast called Conversations with Corey and Bailey, which is not the same Bailey, but whatever, you'll meet him soon. And I also have a current events podcast that's in the pipeline right now as well. And just keep your ears peeled for all that stuff, and have an amazing day. Thank you for listening.